Hello, this is my speech on the legalization of marijuana and why marijuana should be legalized across the country. Let's imagine a world where billions of dollars in tax revenue flow into our communities, where resources that were once spent on incarcerating nonviolent offenders are actually redirected towards more important issues like education and rehabilitation. This future is not just possible, it's actually possible and reachable within our lifetime through the legalization of marijuana. I'm a passionate advocate for the legalization of marijuana for a multitude of reasons. My opinion has been shaped by personal experience and academic research. I have unfortunately witnessed the effects of addiction through close relationships and family members. I have heard from these people firsthand that utilizing marijuana has actually helped them overcome these issues of addiction. I have a friend that was addicted to amphetamines, and she says that the use of marijuana has actually helped her, causing marijuana to be kind of like an exit drug. Everyone either struggles or knows somebody who struggles with mental or physical issues. About 1 in 4 adults actually struggle with mental health problems, which is a pretty big number, meaning that you or somebody that you know and somebody close to you would benefit from the legalization of marijuana if they would utilize it to help with these issues. This leads to our first point, which I'm kind of already talking about, but specifically the legalization for public health. Marijuana has been shown to have many beneficial and therapeutic effects on both physical and mental health. People are actually just hesitant to seek marijuana treatment because they're scared of the legal repercussions. People are often unjustly incarcerated for nonviolent drug crimes like marijuana possession, which I will go into a little bit later. Legalization can just allow people to enjoy better health outcomes and help people out. Marijuana is not a gateway drug like I was talking about before, it's actually an exit drug. A common argument used against the legalization of marijuana is that it is actually a gateway drug to other drugs, which is not necessarily true. It's actually a way for people to overcome their addictions. Marijuana is a non-addictive drug, and it is illegal in many states where addictive opioids and amphetamines and alcohol are legal all across the United States. People utilize marijuana to help. It's kind of hypocritical because they utilize this illegal drug to help them wean off of these legally prescribed and sold substances. Marijuana should not be illegal when these vastly more harmful substances are legalized. The legalization of marijuana can also help promote safer usage. In states where it is illegal, there can often be things put in the weed that is not safe for people to use. It is also a reason that people are uneducated. If it was legalized, there would be a lot more education. The legalization will lessen the potential risks of these unregulated products. So the legalization of marijuana can benefit everybody greatly. However, it can truly change people's lives, especially the lives of people in marginalized communities. The legalization of marijuana will support marginalized communities that are targeted by the law for drug crimes. These communities have been disproportionately impacted by the criminalization of marijuana. Black Americans are actually nearly 4 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana possession than white Americans are, even though they have the same rates of usage. These communities have been oppressed, and this is due to the criminalization of marijuana and the war on drugs. Because of this, a lot of areas inhabited by these communities are unsafe, and drug-related violence is common in these areas. Legalizing marijuana would allow for these areas to possibly reform and become safer places for people to live. The legalization would force the law to see other drugs as less of a crime and more of a need for rehabilitation. Legalizing marijuana will allow people to see these other drugs that are possibly addictive as more of a reason to help people out instead of just throw them in jail and forget about them. Law enforcement would focus more on actual issues and help people get the help that they need, instead of prosecuting people for marijuana possession. Furthermore, it would possibly allow those imprisoned for possession to be rightfully released. Marijuana is not only beneficial for just individual people, but it's also beneficial for the United States as a whole economically. Removing this product from the illegal market, or the black market, would cause it to be taxed and regulated by the government, which is something that the government loves. If the US government legalized marijuana, they would generate significant tax revenue, and they would create new opportunities economically, and this is similar to how they already do this for alcohol. I really like this photo here because it actually shows the statistics of the tax revenue generated by the government for marijuana in legal states. And so imagine if this was all across the country. They would make so much money. Marijuana also creates new job openings for people working in dispensaries or people creating products that people utilize when they use marijuana. So in conclusion, the case for legalizing marijuana stands as a beacon of hope for a brighter future, where communities are able to thrive economically and justice is actually served fairly, and public health is prioritized. Legalizing marijuana across the country would be a huge step towards a fairer, healthier society. I really hope that we as a society can learn to embrace this change, and then we can look forward to a future where everybody can thrive and people aren't in jail and people aren't suffering from this criminalization. So thank you. That was my speech.